Hey, what is up guys, it is Silver Sun here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my review on the Dragon Ball Super episode 95. Alright, so this episode starts off right where the last one left off, to where Frieza is now in his golden form and he's pretty much ready to destroy or kill pretty much everyone in sight. And that's what he proceeds to do. He actually explains that since he was in hell, he concentrated a lot on his energy and whatnot, which allowed him to maintain his stamina a lot better in his new golden form, and so he's a lot more threatening now, especially without that stamina drain from the first time he had transformed. So he should be a really powerful opponent to face, especially in the Tournament of Power now. But pretty much he explains that, and then he proceeds to just pretty much slaughter everyone there. Like, he shoots a whole bunch of death beams at people, or the soldiers, the assassins rather. He starts doing that. He's pretty much just wrecking every single last one of them one by one. And I have to say, the animation throughout this fight scene was just very fluid and just nice to see, especially with the laser beams and whatnot going off, like following the assassins and just stabbing them right through the chest and whatnot. Meanwhile, Goku's pretty much just saying no, you guys stop and stuff like that. We have a tournament after this. You can't just be killing them like that. And then so Frieza's pretty much just like, oh well, it doesn't really matter, because if the universe does get erased, I mean, they're going in this tournament, so if they lose and whatnot, then obviously the universe is gonna be erased anyways. So it's not like it really matters to him that much. And so pretty much the assassins try to attack Baba and the little ghost guy. I don't know what his name is, but pretty much Goku protects them, and he fights off a few of the assassins and whatnot. They hide, and so pretty much after that, that dog assassin, I'm assuming the leader, he's still alive, and so he comes up, and he pretty much formulates this purple ki blast type move, and he's about to shoot it at Frieza, but Frieza actually hears him sneaking up behind him, and he's pretty much telling him, oh, don't miss that attack you're about to throw at me. And so pretty much he's found out at that point. And then so pretty much we get a little flashback to when he was being recruited to go out and assassinate these two, but then pretty much he was going at his own free will without them taking it upon themselves to hire him. And so pretty much Sidra granted him this that purple ki blast attack, pretty much hit a little bit of his energy of destruction right there. So that's obviously a pretty powerful blast right there. And so pretty much when he tries to throw it at him, Frieza pretty much just blows it away. Or no, I'm sorry. Well, this happened a few times actually. First he actually throws it at him, but then Frieza dodges a little bit. It comes back around, but then and then he blasts it. So that was the first ki blast right there. But then he got another one, and so pretty much he threw that, but before he could throw it, Frieza shot it away and it blew up. And then a third one comes out from under the water, and it pretty much starts engulfing Frieza. He tries to hold it back, and he's struggling at that point. Goku's just watching in amazement and whatnot, or in terror. I don't know. His mouth is just open. He's really surprised at this, and I was surprised too. Frieza was trying to hold back the blast, but it pretty much engulfed him, and it looked like he was gonna die at that point, because he was shaking and stuff like that. He looked like he was gonna be gone for good, until pretty much he stopped, and then he powered up a little bit, and then he pretty much condensed that ki blast and kind of made it his own, kind of like what Goku did back in the Battle of God Saga, when Beerus threw that blast at him, and he pretty much just shrunk it down and stuff like that. That's what it kind of reminded me of way back when. But yeah, that was pretty crazy to see just how powerful Frieza's actually become now. After that little skirmish, pretty much Frieza goes on to kill some more of the soldiers and whatnot. And so pretty much Goku's just standing there, kind of laying his guard down, basically. until Frieza pretty much comes up behind him with that energy blast and pretty much just fires it right at him, and then pretty much Goku's like kind of stuck in that blast. Pretty much he can't get out at that point, and so pretty much Frieza just goes on and continues to just slaughter all these assassins and whatnot. They're like a joke to him basically. He's like shooting a whole bunch of death beams at him, you know. Not too violently, you know. I mean, obviously there's not any blood or anything like that, which I wish there was. I mean, like, if there was any time to like show blood in Dragon Ball Super, it would be this time. Not like when was it, in the fight with like Vegeta versus Hit? I mean, like, yeah, they could have showed it there. I mean, I don't really have a problem with it, but in scenes like this where it's like a lot more violent and a lot more like, you know, just like well, I wouldn't say impactful, but like just a lot more dangerous and whatnot. You know, they need that kind of stuff. I feel like, but it is what it is. Pretty much, Frieza's just like going about destroying all these assassins and whatnot until pretty much Caesar's just like walking around wondering like what's taking them so long, why isn't the job done yet? And so pretty much Frieza comes up on the crystal ball and he's pretty much talking to them, pretty much saying that he'd like to be a member of their universe's team and pretty much try to help, quote unquote, them in the little tournament of power that they're having. And so pretty much they're like all startled and worried, and they're like, oh man, we can't accept this guy, like he's crazy, he doesn't care if his universe gets erased or not, and stuff like that. And so pretty much they're like about to agree, but then they like take too long, so pretty much Frieza crushes the communication device that obviously allowed him to talk to them, so that deal wasn't really made there. And so pretty much from there, Beerus and Whis of all people pretty much show up, telling them like, hey, you guys have been out here for too long, you know, it's time to go and whatnot. And so pretty much, you know, Beerus helps Goku out of the Kai Blast, the God of Destruction Kai Blast. And I don't know, like, I don't know if Goku was just like stalling or whatever, but I'm pretty sure he could have gotten out of that blast if he wanted to, you know, just go Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken or whatever, like if he wanted to, but he didn't. So I don't know what the problem was there. But pretty much from there, Goku and Frieza actually have a little sparring match. Pretty much like Beerus and Whis are watching and whatnot. So it's like whoever really gets the first punch is pretty much the winner there, you know, right before a tournament of power, which I thought was pretty epic to see. It wasn't that long, obviously. I mean, it didn't really need to be because, you know, I mean, we've been stalling this whole time for the tournament of power, and now it's like finally going to start. You know, the tournament arena's already been made and stuff like that. It looks really nice and such. But anyways, this scene was done pretty beautifully. Just in terms of the animation, the art, and whatnot. This whole episode looked pretty good. A few iffy faces here and there, but for the most part, like 95% of this episode just looked phenomenal in terms of the art and animation. In my opinion, it just looked great, especially Frieza. Like, I mean, there was like one or two off-ish. I don't even know if you would call it off. Like, well, yeah, there was at least one off face on Frieza, but for the most part, Frieza looked solid throughout this whole episode, in my opinion. Everyone else looked pretty good too, except for maybe Beerus, honestly. I mean, he didn't really look too spectacular. I mean, there was one scene where he did look pretty good, but that was like a close-up shot and whatnot. And I know far-away shots and whatnot, at least in terms of like animation and such, isn't really going to be looking as good as up close. But anyways, they're pretty much like sparring, and then pretty much they both get that first hit on each other. Looked really good and whatnot, like slow motion and such. And then pretty much they like knocked out and they pretty much fall into the water. And then it actually shows like Jiren and like all the other contestants for the Tournament of Power. And that's pretty much where the episode closes off. And judging by the episode preview, it looks like things are really gonna start heating up. You know, seeing all the universes come together, seeing all of them, you know, getting to the tournament arena finally, you know, after all this time of like training and all that stuff, you know, it's finally happening. and I couldn't be more excited. I can't wait to see what happens throughout this tournament. Hopefully, it was worth the wait. But as far as this episode goes, I thought it was pretty good. I really did enjoy it. It was pretty fun, seeing Frieza, doing what he does best, pretty much just slaughtering innocent people. Pretty much, I mean, what else could you really ask for in Dragon Ball Super? Uh, but yeah, I mean, I don't really have too many gripes with that. I mean, the only gripe uh, that I could really muster here is like, Goku not being able to get that Ki Blast when I feel like he had more than enough power to get out of it. I mean, like if Frieza could get out of it, and I know like Frieza, has been training all that throughout this whole time, mentally and stuff. But I mean, still, like Goku's fought people like Hit, like Goku Black, Merge Zamasu, all those types of people, and he can't get out one simple Ki Blast. Like, I don't know, that just seems pretty sketchy to me. I mean, if Frieza could do it, then I feel like Goku could definitely do it, but for whatever reason he didn't. um but yeah, like not too much else to say here. I really did enjoy this episode, and I'm really hyped for the next one. Finally the tournament's gonna be starting and such. I've been waiting for this for a while now, and I'm sure the rest of you have too. I mean, after all this training and stuff like that. Not to say that it was like bad or anything like that. Like we need this kind of setup. We need this kind of storytelling and whatnot. This kind of exposure and such before the tournament. But I just felt like some parts, like some episodes, they kind of like dragged it out a little bit too long. But yeah, it's now starting finally, so hopefully it's worth the wait, and we can see what these other universes have to offer in terms of power and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my review, guys. Tell me what you guys thought of this episode. Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? You guys excited for the tournament power to finally be starting? And yeah, that's pretty much it. So until the next one, guys, Silver Sun is out.